So without further ado, here we are from Proffer and Prosper. We're going to be doing a Sakuraco unboxing today. It's the April box from 2021. We received it not too long ago. Nice packaging on it. It's matcha themed box, matcha memories today.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we wanted to start with the tea that came, the gold plum tea. And we received this cup here. It's a nice cup.
Hold it closer.
And it reminded me, it only comes with one cup, which is fine by me, because it reminded me of something my mother left me.
Beautiful flowers.
Of my grandfathers who fought in the Pacific Theater and came home with some treasures for his children. And among them was teacups like this, and a beautiful teapot as well, a hand-painted Japanese fan, and a Japanese crab that Samurai Armorer made. Unfortunately, as I was leaving Peekskill, these things were stolen from me as we were getting ready to leave. They stole them from us. We don't know where they went, but we're happy to share with you. Look at the detail they did, and they worked really hard to make such wonderful cups. So my wife and I will be enjoying the gold plum tea.
And if any of you live in Peekskill, and
don't even worry about that. Well, yeah, it would be nice to know where they went to for sure, but I don't hold out hope for such things. I'm more looking to see what enjoy what we have.
Me too.
And it was a little delay getting this to us, but you know what? We're happy to have it. And it's a gold plum tea. I've never had anything like it. It's like a packaging, like it almost looks like fancy crystal light almost. Yeah, show them the packaging. That's lovely. And it's like, you don't get this all the time. I've never had it before.
I don't know if I might be holding it upside down.
This stuff is difficult to get out of the packaging for sure. It's really weird. Woo! I don't want to spill any of it because it's so dear and precious. It is.
Yeah.
And they worked hard to get it to us. 1 second. Oh my God, it's salty. Who would ever have thought it was salty? I was ready for some sweet tea. You know what? What an unusual memory. We're just going to make 1 cup of tea today so we can save the other for the another time. We have some water here prepared. I just want you to see very unusual objects in the tea. It almost looks like a bunch of stuff you would get in a drawer full of things. Like, a random stuff, like little, it almost looks like sea salt. Wow.
Does it look like potpourri?
It looks a little like potpourri, it does.
Potpourri, I said it wrong.
And there's like little gold flakes in it. That wasn't something I was expecting or requiring. Truth be told, I ordered the first box and they dragged their heels a bit, sending the second. But honestly, the more I think about it, the more I think, as much as it's almost like we're already matcha fiends here. And we don't get a lot of ceremonial matcha in this country. But the thing of it is, it actually is a lovely box. The more I think about it, the more I look at the details. It's got a fragrance to it. It's kind of mild. Here, you try that out. And we'll open some of this other stuff. We're going to do a nice leisurely unboxing today to really appreciate all the different items they sent. And they sent a lovely booklet that comes with it. And it has details regarding confectionaries and all the other people who made these products, and it's kind of nice if you like the history of such things to look at all the details.
That is a very, very salty tea.
It's a salty tea. I wasn't expecting it to be salty. It's a little strange for sure. Salty plum is something that Japan does, and I've had those salty pickled plums.
It's very strong.
It does remind me of those salty pickled plums for sure.
My goodness.
That's an unusual item. Oh, these are the Corinto. Okay, Sakura Corinto is we'll from Yamada Confectionery. We'll try first. We're not going to eat the whole package of each thing. We're gonna open each thing and try it and have a first reaction to it. I love those videos, don't you? Anyhow, Corinto. They look almost like. I mean, this stuff. There was a delay in getting it open and showing it in front of you guys.
A lovely smell.
Japanese are obsessed with freshness. Above all, they like freshness. I don't understand why.
Tastes pretty fresh to me.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was like they really do obsess over it.
That's sweet.
And it is sweet. It's sweet to want to get people the freshest things that they can do.
But it's a delicate sweet.
And we'll try another thing. It's a little bit of a dry good. There's moist goods in here first. So let's try.
Robust and delicate at the same time.
Yes. We have here matcha senbei from Kashiwado and Niigata. And they're They're matcha scented. Let's see. Let's take a gander at these. Ooh, okay, a couple broke, but that's fine. I like it when they break. Ooh, it almost looks like some kind of old artifact. I wrote a story about a brick of pressed tea called Spirited Tea. I actually wanted to call it the spirits in the tea. I actually prefer Spirited Tea. It's a little bit of an abbreviation. It's about a brick of tea that was cursed with a Japanese demon.
Fascinating.
Also on Proper and Prosper. These...
I honestly don't get too much of a matcha vibe from it.
No, it was definitely... You can't tell it's matcha. It's weird. It almost seems like a gingerbread of a kind. I'm not clear what's going on.
It's not exactly matcha, though.
No, but it's nice. The Baumkuchen. Milk and Ichigo. Strawberry. Let's try the Baumkuchen. Where is this Baumkuchen from? Where could it be from? Let's see. Baumkuchen soft milk and strawberry from Daio Foods and Aichi. Okay, let's try this thing. Ooh, it dropped, but that doesn't stop me. Here. Thankfully, they're all packaged in these airtight packagings.
Is it like a muffin?
It almost looks like something from... They give you 2 of these Baumkuchen. And again, Sakuraco. These Japanese strawberries, which the thing with Japan is, as some people know, you know, being in a small island country.
Before we break it, let's hold it up to the thing.
Yeah, that's actually a lovely idea. It still retains all the moisture. I'm sure it was insanely moist when it first arrived, but strawberries in Japan are a delicacy. And they sell at a luxury premium because there's so few. And these, I'm sure, are Japanese strawberries. And the 2 pieces, the fragrance of it.
Like a shortcake. Delicious.
It is really well made.
Like perfect
Oh my God.
tea. I'm going to save some of this for tea later.
Oh my God. It is really good. And as you can see, the 2 halves of this separate out because there's 2 layers of pastry here.
Oh, yeah.
And that by itself, the plain milk Baumkuchen by itself, it's got a wholesome niceness.
It's like a very moist coffee cake.
It's really nice. You're surrounded by all this lovely American milk, and it's elegant, beautiful, pure American milk. The variety is beautiful too. And to see what other countries' milk is like, and it's the essence of pure milk here.
Oh, you can taste it.
You can taste the difference. And it's not necessarily better. It's actually just, it's wonderful, the difference. And I love diversity in these things.
It's delightful.
Oh my God. Let me see here. What do we have here? Some item. Ooh. These are the plum yokon from Katamari Confectionery in Nagata.
What's yokon?
Yokon. Well, they're these little plum jelly treats.
Okay, before we open it, let's hold it up to the thing.
Yeah, sure. That's a good idea.
Because the lettering on that is beautiful.
It's good calligraphy for sure. It's a nice presentation. Let's see what the yokon
There's
is
little
like.
sakura flowers on it.
There's little sakura flowers.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. What is this item? Okay. So this is a very unusual thing. It almost looks like a little diorama food that fairy people eat. Look at the little non-parallel type of non-parallels. I don't know if you've. It almost looks like a chess piece almost, and on the back it almost looks like a domino.
It does.
Back to No One Can Stop Mr. Domino.
It does.
And Katamari Damashi.
That's
1 second.
unusual.
It almost feels like Katamari Damashi around here. 1 second. Here you go. Yeah, try it out. What do we have here?
There's a filling in here.
Yeah. That's a plum filling. The outside tastes like those.
Wow.
The outside tastes like those packaging peanuts. You know, you get like in old days you get from catalogs. Packaging peanuts go everywhere. And we'd save them and repack things, ship them to friends and stuff.
I'm glad you didn't eat them.
Occasionally you would eat one. And it would dissolve in your mouth. If they were made out of just cornstarch, it was a fun texture. Really? Much like this.
They were made out of cornstarch?
The first video we were talking about eating soaps, floral soaps. Now we're talking about eating packing peanuts. I like this. Mm-hmm. So another yokon, they sent 2 of each, which is actually lovely. What was I gonna do? These little things, they almost look like...
We'll be talking about eating googly eyes.
No, I didn't ever eat a googly eye, no. I've seen them in my day. One second.
I never did either.
You know, that's what my grandmother left me, googly eyes. And we would shake them and go, googly eyes, googly eyes. Matcha Mochi Monaka from Besho Confectionery in Nagano as well. And it's got the matcha paste inside. Let's see. Let's take a gander at these.
By this way, the thing we just ate, this is like, you can see the sakura flower on it over here.
That one I didn't put it in. It was the other one.
No, it's a...
I'm just taking a little sip of it. Woo, that is salty. My God.
It's really salty.
You never would have thought.
You could use that as a preserve.
You could use it almost like that. Anyhow. It looks a tad like a humble macaron. It almost reminds me of if you ever, like,
Ooh.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Okay. That gel inside.
Should we have it, like,
here
together, or you want to?
Yeah, do you want to do it? Yeah, it's easiest. Okay.
That's how you're supposed to eat it. Yeah, and then just hand the rest to me.
There you go.
Thank you.
That is nice.
What do you think?
It's a very fine grain to the paste. I don't know if I hand ground it. It's a very subtle matcha flavor. It's potent.
It's very potent.
The outside is a lot like the outside of this little plum thing. It's a bit like a packing peanut. It's like a very thin wafer. It's absorbent. It's almost like when you go to communion and you get the little wafer.
Yeah.
It dissolves in your mouth. I'll never forget, before we went from PCO, treat station, and one of the most unique treats they had there. It looked like a UFO. And inside, so it was 2 communion wafers. They puffed it up. Inside, they injected these little candies. The most unique candy they had there. It reminded me of that.
That's wild.
This is an unusual one. Matcha pudding. We'll wait on that one. Open some more stuff. Ooh, waffles. Okay, we got matcha waffles here. Let's try these. Matcha Azuki waffles from Confectionery Studio Sherry Cocoa in Ibaraki. Okay, let's see here. Let's try them out. Ibaraki. Let's see. Okay. Oh, okay. 2 of them jauntily
cute.
perched. They're jauntily perched in the packaging.
Very cute.
The packaging is actually beautiful packaging. Yeah, type one right off the top there.
Thank you.
There you go.
Wow,
And,
I love the texture.
It's charming. It's charming. It almost looks like little fairy food.
That's a nice matcha flavor.
It is a nice matcha flavor. You know, I was thinking about this because not too long ago, there was a change made to one of our favorite things that is related to matcha. And we really do love this stuff, the Trader Joe's matcha ice cream.
Oh.
And it reminds me of this. And one of the things that it reminds me of is they changed it recently in a way that reduces the matcha concentration. But it's not necessarily a bad thing that it's not like this super concentrated matcha like right in your face. And these waffles remind me of, it's almost like with a mixed drink. You could go and go to a bar and say, I want to go to the bar with the strongest drinks because you get more value for your money. But if you're a really good bartender, you know that there's a saturation point for whatever the fluids you are combining. And so to get to that sweet spot where you have just the right amount of something to be the harmonious amount, and the Japanese love harmony, this is actually beautiful. Oh, anyhow, let's move.
I knew that one was going to be good.
To the next thing here. What could this be? It's not clear what this is. We'll find out.
I see.
I'm sure they have the packaging in this very helpful booklet. And the printing on this booklet could be any one of these items. It's a bit of a mystery. Let's find out. We'll open it up and try. It's a bit of a mystery item. Let's see. It doesn't seem to be in the booklet, but I'm sure it is somehow.
It's some type of tea cake or something.
It does look like it has some imprint on it. It's kind of a nice traditional imprint. Let's see.
Strange.
Let's see if we can find the correspondence here in the book of this imprint.
Is it soft or hard?
It is the Yamcha Manaka from Iguchi Confectionery in Fukuoka. And so let's see. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? It's a bunch of words. It's got tea in it. Crispy
Oh, cool.
Monaco wafers. Okay, bitter and sweet. Okay, so here it is. Let's see how it breaks on camera. Ooh, that break is always beautiful, isn't it? Here it is.
Thank you.
It does seem to be hand ground or stone ground or something like it. It's got a very mild grain to it. I remember going to Mitsuwa in Fort Lee, New Jersey, before I left that area, and they had these small cakes, and they were they're red bean cakes and green tea cakes like this with ground paste, and it was very traditional style, but also luxury. You try there, you never try it again. You try it once, and it's amazing. And it's a similar thing. It's expensive. And it's traditionally expensive because it's like an honorable gift to give to someone. It reminds me of those. The green tea filling. It's incredible. It's a little bit more roasted than the other green tea.
Yeah, it's a little nuttier.
Yeah, nuttier, exactly. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
That's a better one.
Here we have, what do we have here?
Personally, I think it's better.
The matcha mochi, made under the supervision of renowned green tea specialists.
Ooh.
Tengodu in Hokkaido. Okay, let's see.
Nice.
Let's take a look at this mochi. Nice packaging. Want to see the packaging? It's a plain elegance to it. There's a plain elegance to it.
I like the simplistic.
Yeah, well, with Japan, they've done things for the same way forever, and they like to maintain that tradition. And it looks like they put a little packaging around the edge of it to kind of keep it from damaging itself during transit, probably. And what do we have here? What could it be? Something wrapped in plastic. Wait, is this even?
It's mochi.
You wonder if this wafer is almost. You wonder.
Yeah, are you supposed to eat it? I don't know.
I assume you're actually supposed to eat that.
I don't know. Let me see it.
Yeah, you know what? Here's a flash from the past. This is rice wrapping, and I'll never forget going to Five Below in Portland Town Center in New York, and getting these little rice candies from China, and it was like fruity gummy inside. If you ever see these rice candies from China, get them, and it reminds me of this texture of this rice paper, and it dissolves much like the packing peanuts did. In a delicious way. Much like the communion wafers did.
Thank you.
Here, oh my God. I have a soft spot for mochi, I do. The texture of it, how it can convey flavors, the gumminess of it on your teeth. This is a very fine mochi. It's incredible. And the matcha here is some of the finest. It really is. This one is hitting a high standard for sure. It's very consistent. Oh, you're still working on it. Here, I'll save this piece for you. All right. Let's see here. What else can I have?
Oh, that's delicious.
It takes a while to get through mochi like that. And you don't want to rush through it. You're going to savor each little nibble of it.
That's delicious.
I'm still doing it. It almost reminds me of a matcha Turkish delight. Fantasies, really. It's quite incredible.
It's beautiful.
Got smushed. No, let's eat the perfect one I can. One of them got smushed. It's okay. Matcha Yokon roll cake. Nishindo Confectionery in Nagano. It's got azuki bean and cream. And azuki bean is an unusual flavor. And the Japanese are very proud of how it turns out, and who could blame them? Look at that, pretty as a picture. You can tell a lot of care was made into these. And then, wow.
At least you could unroll it.
Yeah, you can unroll it almost. The cream is sparing, which is fine. Oh, here. It's weird. Yeah. I want you to have just the outside. The outside is very dry, but it's been sitting a while. I'm sure when this was shipped, it was a little bit moister, but it retains some pleasance to it. Let's see this red bean. What do you think of it,
Very
Sarah?
delicate.
It is very delicate. It is.
Very, very light taste.
Red bean. I'll never forget
I love red bean.
going to White Plains. And there's a couple of Japanese supermarkets there. Concentration people. Nice Japanese books. They're there. Whale Books. Shout out to that. And the cooler of the grocery stores was by itself, along with an old traditional Japanese sushi house. It was part of the same thing. You could only get a visit there by appointment only, but it was highly rated. Very fine sushi. This is some kind of cake, but I'll never forget they had these little cups of red bean. Every time I think of these things, I think, oh, I could get more of them, I suppose. But then you try something once, and its memory lives in your mind forever, I feel. Matcha Kintsuba as Zeroan from Ishikawa. Okay, what could this be? It's a red bean jelly treat. Well, you know what? We just had red bean and jelly, so let's see. We also have something else here. And you know what? Let's end with this. So let us open this one. This is also red bean. One second. This one's a little trickier to open. Second here. I don't wanna, what do we have here that I can open this with? Let's see here. Ha! Victory! Okay. These little tiny packets to keep everything dry. Let's see here. Wrapped up like one of those rice things with the fish inside. Let's see, all wrapped up. Okay, let's see here. Pressed into a square. It looks like there's some vibrance to it. Oh!
This is red bean?
The red bean in the middle, you can see. A little glassy. That's a good sign. Here.
Thank you.
It was nice to have the red bean paste and a whole red bean. It almost looks like pomegranate arrows.
Yep,
but
it does.
But the flavor is that familiar red bean, but they used really pure and fresh ones. So they really did.
Yeah, it's good. You can tell.
You can tell they were proud that they had the freshness here.
Mm-hmm.
Each bean itself is toothsome, like the son of Sanding Gnome. In one of my other stories, Song of Sanding Gnome. We might check out some of my other videos. They're solid entertainment. They remind me of Adventure Time. They're cram-packed, full of adventurous tales, boisterous as can be. Anyhow, one last thing here. A strange item. What could it be? And it's funny because this is Sakuraco, and there really wasn't a lot of Sakura items, which was amusing. To my chagrin, I opened it and we're ready for my Sakura Sugar Candy by Suya Maya Confectionery in Shimane. And it's a mousse. It does remind me of Turkish Delight.
It looks a lot like Turkish Delight.
The packaging is flare for sure. Let's take a look at the inners. Ooh. Nice pink packaging here. Let's see. Okay.
How does it smell?
It smells lovely.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's kind of nice that they played with the two textures here, the more transparent pink and the more opaque pink, the pink opaque. Kind of nice. I remember that album. Cocteau Twins. Let's see. Let's see if this pink opaque is as good as the album of the name.
That's lovely.
It's definitely got something to it. I'll tell you what, my interest is piqued for the next unboxing we're going to do. Because not only did we receive this, but we received a Tokyo Treat box. And I'll give them this. As much as there was a miscommunication regarding the Sakuraco initially, they have the decency to tell you what's in each box. So you can make an informed decision as to whether you want to purchase it or not. You've been waiting to try Sakura. When it's the season, like April is or May is, you know, you owe it to yourself to try it. For this, I feel as if there could have been more Sakura flavor here for sure. No doubt. The Baumkuchen was a lovely addition. It is really something to see what the Japanese have with their strawberries. They suffer over it. One last item. A pudding made in Japan. And I would be remiss if I didn't talk more about it. The pudding is one of the more intriguing items in here, I'd say. And
do we need a spoon?
It's a matcha pudding by Surura in Osaka. And it's got matcha liqueur in it. Okay. We don't need a spoon. Just stay where you are. Just let's eat it like foreign barbarians do and just put our fingers right into it. That's the fun way to do it. If anybody watches this, it's wobbly. Okay. It's wobbly. It's a wobbling. It's a wobbling. It's a wobbling. Okay. Ooh. Okay. And it had a little cap on it. Okay. What could this be? Okay. Imagine if I just slurped it up one big slurp. Let's see.
Oh my God.
That's the best way to eat this. Slurp it up. I'm going to have one more slurp. Wait, you know what? Here. You do the same way. Slurp. I was telling somebody else about this.
This is so weird.
And I was saying, you know, in other countries, they think it's polite to slurp. It's a compliment to the chef to slurp your ramen. And I like a slurp. My wife hates when I slurp. Usually she can't stand it. Here, I can slurp some more. It reminds me of gack. It's like eating matcha flavored gack. Remember the gack and you'd put your thumb in it and make the farting noise? I never bought a little tub of that, but I always played with it when I saw him.
His slurping was really not that bad. I was being petty.
I'm like the slurpiest man. But
I was being petty, though.
The thing of it is, no, there's no pettiness there. You just,
petty.
The slurping irks you. I find it funny. You know, that's one thing.
It's a little too watery for me.
It's a little too watery for Sarah. Have one more slurp.
Okay.
Just have a tiny slurp. It reminds me of Bravest Warriors. Just have a slurp of pudding. Just have a slurp.
I can't.
Super Chinese peanut butter. What? Come on, sip it.
If I'm laughing, I can't.
You can. You can easily do it. It's good for your health. Laughing. It's what's new. I'm going to have more of this Baumkuchen. I'm waiting over here. I'm waiting for another slurp. Okay.
I'm waiting here.
I equally know someone.
What are you
doing? From something. And I'm working on a new story, guys. It's a cool story. It's going to be magical. It's going to be the end of the trilogy. It's going to be really one of the best. It's going to come out as soon as the leaves are back on the trees. And it should be any day now. And before then, probably do a Sakuraco, not in a Sakuraco, but the Tokyo Treat Sakura unboxing. I'll leave you with one final slurp. And I hope you guys have a wonderful weeks ahead. And we send our love here from Colorado. And we can tell this was packed with a lot of love. And we know that you guys did a great job with this. And we're going to enjoy these memories for years to come. So we thank you all for taking the time to enjoy what we could share. And we reach out here from the bottom of our heart to enjoy what you shared. And thank you so much for tuning in. And hopefully you enjoy more from Proffer and Prosper. Yes, indeed.